Hey there, guys. How's it going? My name is Sumedh Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and I'm a flow state coach, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. Today, I want to speak about the higher consciousness paradox. Okay. Now, a lot of people want to raise their vibration, they want to get into a higher level of consciousness. Now, one of the things that actually blocks people, but it happens in the process of raising our consciousness, is we feel this kind of separateness. Okay. And this form of isolation and this kind of separateness from others that we feel is actually counterproductive towards actually getting to a higher level of consciousness. Let me give you an example. Let's say that you're a highly conscious being, you see very unconscious people around you, or you see people who are not that high level of consciousness responding a particular way, triggering you a particular way, and you feel this immediate distancing from them. Okay, now a lot of people do this. It's like, okay, you're a lower vibration than me, or a lot of people say, oh, these are the sheep, and they're just clones. They're just following orders. They're ignorant. All this kind of talk. Now, what tends to happen when we start doing that too much is that it starts to create this distance from others, and it creates a sense of false superiority and hierarchy in our own minds, right? So that's actually going against the idea of higher consciousness, because when we are higher consciousness, we do recognize that feeling of we are all one. And that's the reason this is a paradox, because you are going to face this. You are going to come across this idea where certain people just aren't resonating with you, or they're not vibrating at your frequency. And the main thing that people go to, and I think I think the main place that people go to is to block those people out of your life, and that is one way to do it. To just block out negative, toxic people from your life, absolutely go do that. But when we start doing it too much, it starts becoming a negative thought pattern, or a thought form, or a thought habit. And when we see ourselves that way, we think that this is all about me, 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 and we get into the spiritual ego. And then the spiritual ego takes over, where we're higher up than other people. We're more spiritually awakened or awoke. We're more woke than them, essentially. So that's actually creating a split, making us not so woke anymore, because we're coming from a space of judgment. So as we're thinking that, oh man, I'm this woke kind of person, we're actually lowering our consciousness, but then we've gotten to this high level of consciousness. So really stop yourself in that moment and ask yourself, like, is this something that my higher self would be doing? Is this something that my more conscious self would be doing and acting on in this way? And as you find yourself doing that, you can finally figure out and fine tune and refine this balancing act, this fine line of, okay, I understand that people are different to me, but there's a beauty within that difference. And the fact is, I can't force anybody's awakening. It's going to happen in their own time. And I'm just merely a facilitator. I'm just here to add value and do the best that I can. And those who resonate me will, those who don't resonate won't. But it is not my responsibility to awaken them, or try and find a way to quickly wake up everybody on this planet and get this ascension moving. It doesn't happen that quickly, and we fall into this paradigm of the quick fix in culture and society a lot, and this idea of the magic pill mentality. So again, when we are becoming more conscious, more awakened, we start to form our own little cute little communities, spiritual communities, away from the rest of the world, and we forget about our own planets. We forget about the fact that there's so many other countries out there, right? When we start to live in a specific part of the world, we get into our own little bubbles, and that creates separation, a border. There's a country's border, but then there's also a border of separation that we're creating from others. And when you're in the flow state, that melts away, that border of separation from us and others. So just be wary of this paradox, because it will come up if you are on your personal development journey, if you're on your spiritual development or growth journey. You will notice this coming up, and you will understand that, man, these people are, sheep. These people aren't awake. They're so ignorant. They're racist. They're homophobic. They're transphobic. They're fill in the blank phobic. And you'll get into that state of judgment. Now, the key here to really refine your flow state is to transform that judgment. And this could be self-judgment too. You could also put labels and judge yourself. But a lot of the times it is coming from others. So when we start to judge others and others start to judge us, we have to start to get much more curious about individuals rather than judgmental about them. Just like if you're judging yourself, become more curious about yourself. Maybe this is my shadow side. Oh, okay, I never thought of it that way before. Whoa, I wonder why I reacted that way. This kind of questioning will lead you to formulate a formula, okay, towards handling this and resolving this, because it all comes down to that resolving, coming back to the expansive feeling of getting better each day and going on this journey, instead of this kind of very separate pushing away of certain things that trigger us, because the things that often trigger us are the things which we haven't accepted and fully integrated and processed within our own being. So that would be my advice to you. I hope this video helps you out today. Have an amazing day. May the flow be with you, and stay legendary. See you next time.